Hi everybody, today I'm going to be showing you how I clean out my snail terrarium. I do this preferably twice a year, but sometimes just once a year. If I don't have very many snails that year, I'll have it last a little bit longer, but this time I try to do it in the spring and the fall. So I'm going to start by getting some moss together. I've never seen this in any suggestions, but I put this together myself. It makes a much cleaner environment for them. The snails love it, and you have to clean the tank much less frequently if you regularly put moss in there. Otherwise, you really should clean your tank every couple of months. But I have a pretty big terrarium. If you have a smaller terrarium, you really need to do it more often. So gather up some moss or purchase some, and then we're going to take our humidity and temperature detector out. Make sure you get every little snail. I've got a couple babies there that I'm going to put in the bowl. And then to get the snails off, you just get them really nice and wet with distilled water. And then I'm gently, with clean hands, no salt on my hands, I'm going to gently put them in the bowl and then make sure I put a lid on it. Otherwise, they will escape very quickly. And just the same if they're inside the terrarium, just gently peel them off with some water and they'll come right off. If they're too difficult to peel off, then just leave them on there if they're not in your way. So then I'm going to scoop out all of the soil and I'm going to sift it through my hands, making sure that I'm not missing any of the eggs. So just going through piece by piece. This doesn't take too long. Those are some eggs, the little white ones, and you want to make sure you keep those because then you'll have babies in a minute. Now, don't get them confused with the roly-polies. Those are the roly-polies. Those don't need to be in there. Then I'm going to wash the walls of the terrarium just with some water and a little scrubby brush. Now I'm going to be scooping the clean dirt in. I have sanitized all of this dirt. If you want, you can watch the video on how I did that, or you can use brand new dirt. You want to use good, rich soil. Sometimes I use perlite and put it along the bottom, but this time I just did all dirt. So you want to do about 3 inches is perfect. And then I'm going to dig a little hole and put all the babies as gently as I can back in there and cover them with some more soil. Then we're going to take our moss. I flooded my moss for a couple of hours to kill all of the bugs on there, just to keep it as clean as possible. That way I don't have to clean it as often. And I'm going to line the bottom with my moss. Then I'm going to use I got some oyster shell and some eggshell. You can use cuttlefish bone as well, but they're going to need some calcium or they'll start eating each other to get calcium. And then we can take our snails and put them back in the terrarium very gently with clean hands. And I just like to put them on the moss so that they don't have a jarring experience coming back. And I'm going to put my temperature gauge back, my thermometer, so that I know what temperature it is. And I'm going to do a really heavy misting all over. Get it really, really wet. Otherwise, it hurts them when they go across the soil if it's not nice and wet. And look how happy they are in their new environment, eating things and exploring around. You really want to make sure you use good soil. Their bodies absorb minerals and things from the soil, so not great dirt from your yard isn't that good. So this is the food I'm going to be putting in there. This is collards and zucchini and cabbage and a little bit of chicken feed for protein and things like that. And then I'm going to put the lids back on. And they are so happy to have a clean environment and exploring all the new things to taste and just so happy. Thanks so much for watching.